All right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha HaKodash, double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations to you, sincere, hopeful, elect Akim, that push the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai in spirit and in truth. Okay, Shalom to the 144,000 elect, one third. Okay. Coming back at you with another lesson. And this lesson will be inspired from Esther, the first chapter. All right, a situation that happened with Queen Vashti being disobedient to the king. Okay, the Persian king. And there's something that in this story, you find out that they took precaution because of the action that she took, and they didn't want that influence spread into women. All right, and that was a great observation, and it shows you the importance of having your woman in order. Okay, because that from the top down. All right, that influence of a woman being disrespectful, that should have spread like cancer. All right, and that's all you have here in America is women being disrespectful to men from the top down, man. Okay, from the top down, women do not respect men here in Babylon the Great. All right, which is why the reset button has to be pushed, so that order can be established again. Excuse me, so that order can be established again in the earth, man, pertaining to women being underneath men. All right, the rightful place. So, without further ado, I'm gonna start here. And matter of fact, let me read this in Sirach 36 and verse 24 says, "He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest." Okay, where no hedge is, there the possession is spoiled, and he that hath no wife will wander up and down mourning. All right. So when you get a wife, a woman, all right, she's your possession, and she should be a pillar of rest. Okay. And where no possession, where it says where no hedge is, there the possession is spoiled. Okay, so if you don't have your woman in order and you just give her all this liberty and you allow her to operate a certain any way she chooses and pleases, your possession is gonna be spoiled. All right, she's gonna be a demon. She might commit adultery on you. All right, might try to poison you. These bitter, scorned women. Just like with when Donald Trump got elected president, you had women that were mad that Kamala didn't get selected or elected president, and they were talking about poisoning their husbands. Those are bitter, scorned women. And that's a possession that's spoiled. Okay, so you ain't supposed to allow your possession, your wife, aka your wife, to follow the masses. Okay, so this is Esther chapter 1 verse 9, and I'm gonna read down. It says, "Also Vashti the queen made a feast for the women in the royal house which belonged to King Ahasuerus. On the seventh day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine, he commanded Mehuman Bista, Horbona, Bicta, and Abacta, Zethar, and Carcass, the 7 chamberlains that served in the presence of Ahasuerus the king to bring Vashti the queen before the king with the crown royal to show the people and the princess her beauty, for she was fair to look on. But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains. Therefore was the king very wroth, and his anger burned in him. All right, so that's a direct defiance of the king's orders. All right, and here it is. And that's why women, we don't have queens. All right, the word queen comes from the word whore, which queen means whore. Okay, so calling women queen, you're really calling her a whore. Okay, and that is that is not what the Heavenly Father created women to be. All right, He didn't create in particular Israelite women to be labeled as queens. All right, because there ain't supposed to be any whores amongst Israelite women. Okay, but these other nations, they'll gladly have queens and whatnot. And little do they know that they're putting a curse upon themselves by taking on that title, which is why a lot of defiant shit like this happens, including adultery. All right, not saying that she committed adultery, but women think if they think they're a queen, they think they equal to their husbands. All right, and that's when that big head and that defiance and that rebellion starts to kick in. Okay, it says the king said to the wise men which knew the times, for so was the king's manner toward all that knew law and judgment. Okay, and the next unto him was Karshina, Shithar, Admatha, Tarshish, Muris, Marcina, and Memucan, the 7 princes of Persia and Media, which saw the king's face, and which sat the first in the kingdom. Or what shall we do unto the queen Vashti according to law, because she hath not performed the commandment of the king Ahasuerus by the chamberlains? And Memucan answered before the king and the princes, Vashti the queen hath not done wrong to the king only, but also to all the princes and to all the people that are in the provinces of the king. Okay, so that her being defiant to the king was not just a wrongdoing to him, but it was a wrongdoing to to the whole kingdom. All right, that's how much order is supposed to be established with women, from the top down. Okay, for this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes. When it shall be reported, the king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti the queen to be brought in before him, but she came not. So they knew that was a cancer that was ready to just spread throughout the kingdom. Once these women found out that, oh shit, Vashti the queen, she was commanded to come to the king and she didn't even do it. Oh, and she's still alive. Ain't nothing happened to her. Yeah, I'm tired of cooking and cleaning for my husband and whatever the case may be. All right, that's how those women's minds would start to operate and start to think. All right, which would lead to them being complete demons and rebellious against their husbands. And the next thing you know, you got a kingdom of you got Babylon the Great. Okay, women operating like they in Babylon the Great, because that's exactly what you have here in America. A bunch of rebellious women, which these motherfucking dudes that marry these women has got to be the dumbest the dumbest motherfuckers on planet Earth. Salakia, excuse my French, man. But they got to be the dumbest people on planet Earth to marry these women, knowing, having countless examples of, women that are rebellious against their husbands. All right, and most of these marriages don't even last. People get married and a couple of years later they get divorced. Okay, so getting married is stupid. All right, it's a waste of time and money. All right. Verse 18, it says, likewise shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto all the king's princes which have heard of the deed of the queen, thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath. All right. So even amongst the princes, the women they were dealing with would become rebellious. I'm going to read verse 18 in the NLT. It says, before this day is out, the wives of all the king's nobles throughout Persia and Media will hear what the queen did and will start treating their husbands the same way. There will be no end to their contempt and anger. All right. And what do you got here in America, man? A bunch of angry women filled with contempt. All right. That hate their husbands. Okay. And it's spread like wildfire. It's a plague. It's a cancer that's rooted into, the fabric of these women here in America, man. All right. Back in the KJV verse 19, it says, if it please the king, let there go a royal commandment from him, and let it be written among the laws of the Persians and the Medes, that it be not altered, that Vashti come no more before the king Ahasuerus, and let the king give her royal estate unto another that is better than she. And when the king's decree was which he shall make shall be published throughout all his empire, for it is great, all the wives shall give to their husbands honor, both to great and small. So the way they was gonna counteract that was by doing what was just mentioned. She ain't gonna Vashti would no longer be permitted to come before the king, and pretty much she was getting booted. Booted out her section 8. All right, which it wasn't section 8. I'm just being facetious, but she was getting booted, and her royal estate was gonna be given to someone else, which we know later would be Esther. Okay, of the tribe of Benjamin. All right, and the Israelite. Let me see. Verse 21, it says, and the same pleased the king and the princes, and the king did according to the word of Memucan, for he sent letters into all the king's provinces, into every province according to the writing thereof, and to every people according to the language, that every man should bear rule in his own house, and that it should be published according to the language of every people. All right. So that'd be the same way as, a government letter being sent out from Joe Biden in every language that so that everybody can read it, stating that these women are supposed to be in order underneath men. That would be the same equivalent. All right. And these women is going to soon realize that they are a possession, that they're inferior to men. All right. Once the Lord pulls the plug on this place, once I perceive that through the Spirit, once Donald Trump gets in office and it really get hard out here, these women is going to realize that they are in no position of authority. All right. Which is going to be a beautiful thing to witness. Okay. 1 Corinthians 11 and 8, it says, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. Okay. So that's, simple and to the point. Women were created for men, not the other way around. Men were not created to be a possession for women. All right. Women were created to be a possession for men. And that's in the Holy Scriptures, man. All right. So there needs to be a recalibration of order in the earth. All right. Because it's desperately needed, because, the family structures is greatly destroyed, man. Not only here in America, but it's spreading to the rest of the world, man. Genesis 3:16, it says, "Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee." NLT, it says, "Then he said to the woman, I will sharpen the pain of your pregnancy, and in pain you will give birth, and you will desire to control your husband, but he will rule over you." All right, so it's naturally within these women to want to try and rule over their husband, which is why you got to put them in order. All right, you got to put them in order. You got to put them in their place, and that's what's about to happen. Here very soon, when things, get worse, when the amenities and the pleasure that these women are so used to becomes a thing of the past. Okay. 1 Timothy 5:6, it says, "But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth." Okay, so you got women. Let me read that in NLT. You got women that I'm thinking of a woman right now that I know that lives in pleasure. All right, all she did, like, literally lives in pleasure. Just everything out her mouth is something to do with pleasure. Something that satisfies the flesh. and it's like, man, you dead as hell. All right, dead as hell inside. Don't know if you're coming or going. This is 1 Timothy 5:6 in the NLT. It says, hold on, let me see. Okay, it says, "But the widow who lives only for pleasure is spiritually dead even while she lives." Okay, so that was talking about a widow. In the NLT, it mentioned widow, but women in general. If you living in pleasure, hey, you're dead while you live, man, because you're not focused on fulfilling your God-given role, which is to be a feminine woman, be a servant to your husband. All right, to fulfill your role as a female servant. All right, guide the house, so on and so forth, raise the kids, cook, clean. All right, things of that nature. So if a woman is not, honoring that, whether she's married or not, she's spiritually dead. She's a dead queen walking, a dead whore walking. Okay. But when society, when society goes back to, some hard times, that's when these women they're gonna wanna get right. All right, but a lot of them are so far gone because they got so much DNA in them from other men that it's gonna be physically impossible for them to humble down and fall in line, which is why a lot of them is gonna be put to death. Okay, but I just wanted to bring that out. I thought that was an interesting point. How the Persian and Median Empire tackled that defiance of Queen Vashti quick as hell, knowing that her defiance was gonna be a wicked inspiration to all the women of the kingdom, man. You know, so the 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 images that Esau is pushing out for Israelite women in particular, here in America, using these entertainers, all right, these rappers, you know, Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce, Cardi B, uh, Glorilla, um, Sweetie, fucking Nicki Minaj, whoever else is out there, or all them demonic queens, all right, them demons. They're being used to forward rebellion, the rebellion of the Israelite woman against the Israelite man. Okay, but soon, you know that's gonna end soon, man. Okay, all right, and a lot of those women don't even really uphold that lifestyle that they portray. Okay, but who does? The dumbass, uh, uh, mashed potato brain women out here in this society, man. All right, but the Lord about to, you know, he about to send that get right, man. Okay, so I just wanted to bring that out, man. The importance of, you know, influence. All right, influence is very important. You know, women being in order is very important because, you know, word travels fast, and you know, it can destroy a nation. All right, women's rebellious. Women being rebellious can destroy a nation, man. So, Albarat Zah, that was edifying. Till next time, Shalom.